Ladies and gentlemen, it is certainly my pleasure to bring you yet another episode of the Mental Takedown. I can't believe this is already lucky 21 as we filmed the 21st episode with Cal Poly's Lawrence Saenz. He just came off a great tournament at the U23s, finishing second. Plenty of momentum going into next season. Super interesting and thoughtful guy. Just a quick disclaimer. This episode was filmed well before Evan Wick and all the stuff with Cal Poly and all that stuff went down. So you won't hear any of that during this interview, but nonetheless, it should be a rather good one. As always, we'll roll the clip and you'll hear my voice on the other side. Enjoy. Joining us now is the pride and joy of Cal Poly Wrestling, Lawrence Saenz. How are you doing today?
I'm doing great. I woke up in slow. Can't get much better than this, honestly.
Exactly. So I know you just had a competition, but what's been going on with you since the college season ended? Everyone likes to tell me that they just went straight back to work. I don't believe that for
Uh, Here at Cal Poly, we kind of had had to go straight back to work. We've been on a pretty strict training schedule. Like we had, I think, 2 weeks off after NCAA's, and then it was 3 weeks pretty much for the guys after Pac-12s. Because I was helping some of the guys going to, it was Bernie and Legend, and I was helping those guys train for NCAA's. So I had about 2 weeks after that, and then we kind of just got back to training. But yeah, no, we've been training ever since NCAA's consistently, 6 days a week. So, I mean, yeah.
so that is the real answer.
Yeah. I mean, they weren't like the hardest training days. Like I've been having fun the past 3 months. Like it's just been I haven't really burnt myself out from wrestling. It's just been I go in, I get my work I get what I need done, and I get out. It's short, sweet. Like I get what I need, and it's just become part of my routine.
And then you have the whole rest of the day to decompress to yourself, yeah?
Kind of. We have two practices, so normally we'll have I've been doing a lot more lifting, so I've been lifting 5 days a week actually, and then I'll have two individuals throughout the week to just kind of hone in on some more technique wise, slower paced practices. But other than that, it's just an open mat at 3 p.m. and or structured two structured practices a week. But yeah.
So interesting. You were training the guys to go to St. Louis at the time. Did they let you go in person or?
Oh no. I didn't end up going to the NCAA tournament at all, even to spectate or anything. I watched from home, but a lot of those guys did really good, especially Bernie.
So how when was the last time you actually watched wrestling on TV at home, especially your teammates?
Probably NCAA's, honestly. I do a lot. I watch a lot of international wrestling, through YouTube and stuff like that. But live, definitely probably the NCAA tournament, and that's always fun to watch. And I think it's been a real shame that we haven't had fans. One, we didn't have a tournament 2 years ago or a year and a half ago, and then we didn't have fans at this tournament really. Well, a full capability fans.
Yeah. So was it more nerve-wracking than actually wrestling? Watching the guys?
uh Watching guys like Bernie and Legend,
Yeah.
I feel like they're pretty calm and collected when they wrestle. So I don't know. It depends on who I watch wrestle, I guess. And their style. I feel like more risky guys, I get a little nervous, even though I'm kind of a risky individual when I wrestle, which is kind of just ironic, I think. And but I don't know. I get pretty into the matches. I don't know about nervous. I mean, I feel nervous for them, I guess, but I just kind of it, it is what it is.
And then
Exciting.
when how how often or how soon after the match do you text the guys or talk to the guys? Do you do that at all, or do you just kind of leave them alone to let them?
That's a good question because I know some guys don't like to be talked to, especially after a loss or something. Um, I'll text typically maybe later in the day. Like I won't text them right after the match. I know like I don't really like to receive a lot of notifications because it is overwhelming, especially with technology and just social media. Like you just get blown up by all these notifications on your phone. So I typically wait a little. I kind of wait to text the guys on my team after I have their matches, whether it's a win or a loss. Like I said, I think a lot of the social media and just like text messages, it can be overwhelming, and I think just giving them time to like decompress, whether it's in person or via text, like give them time to decompress after the match. And I've kind of noticed that because like I used to be one to like want to talk to someone after that match, but like whether it was like a good match, a bad match, like it's important to like give the guy a little time to decompress, think about what happened, and just kind of get out of that zone.
Yeah. So then, how quickly did y'all like? Because I know you just got off competition. How quickly did y'all immediately? I guess y'all said you started training pretty much right away, but do you do y'all train differently for these summer competitions than y'all do in season?
Um, I wouldn't say too differently, but I mean a good amount. Like I definitely did not do as much conditioning as I did during the season. However, during the season, I really needed some conditioning. Um, uh, but I did actually most of the running, the most running I've done in like the past 3 months in the last like 2 days of the competition at U23s just because I was cutting weight, which was kind of funny.
And so was it? It was the. It was thereabouts the same weight, right, as you wrestled during the college season.
Yeah, it was 143.3, and I wrestled this last season at 141.
Yeah. So I guess what does it kind of feel like? Because a lot of the same people are there. Like, what are the? How do you feel in those summer tournaments like that? Does it feel like another NCAAs? Does it feel like another competition where it's just the same guys again, or how do y'all?
How do I prepare?
Yeah,
Uh,
of course.
um, I think I've been working on this a lot, just with my mentality and how I prepare and how do I go about matches. And I think a big thing that I've been taking away from, like, we've had a couple guys come in, like All Americans, like Daniel Lewis, and just tell us like what he does to prepare for matches. And I've been even like I've asked Bernie what do you do? And he's like go out there and have fun. And like to answer your question, I don't think it's much different from in season. You're going to be seeing these guys at senior nationals. I'm going to be seeing these guys at international tournaments, at all these in season tournaments throughout the regular college season. But I don't think it's different at all. I think with this tournament in particular, I just kind of like finally found out how I need to prepare myself because I was always one to get really nervous before matches, and I really weigh out the outcome. And this tournament, I just kind of like thought about. I really focused in on what I wanted to do, and like in within the match, I guess, and that win or lose, I put less weight on the outcome. Win or lose, like at the end of the day, I still have to go back to slow and put in more work to reach my goals.
And do you think that helps you, like, kind of? I know you said it yourself that second never feels great, but do you think that you're kind of doing better and you get over things faster because this kind of like a new approach that you took for the first time?
Yeah, it actually is, and like I think I don't know, it helps me and everyone's different. I learned this kind of from Daniel Lewis, and he was saying everyone prepares things differently. But the thing I found consistently was like the way you prepare for the match doesn't change based on what opponent you're wrestling. And I took that approach, like I took the approach of taking out the impact, like what happens in the match, and I took it out every single match. I'm like, okay, well, if I win this match or lose this match, I still have to go out. I'm gonna wrestle my best, and it is what it is, pretty much. I have to get. There's still ways I can improve, even if I won, or if I could improve if I lost.
But I guess I'll leave this alone after one more follow. I promise.
Good.
Is it hard to kind of desensitize yourself from the result though, because we're all so result driven, and all my. I mean, I don't care. I don't look at results, to be honest. I probably couldn't even tell you what your record was off the top of my head. But all the other pundits are kind of so glued to results, and
Yeah, no,
desensitize yourself from the results.
no. I think it's extremely hard to like pull yourself away from like because we are very result driven, and I am certainly result driven. Like, am I happy that I got second? Like, not really, but like, did I see improvement in my like wrestling from the past? Yes. I think what really helped me, like what really helped me was like I was so result driven. Like, even the saying like don't get too high on the highs and don't get too low on the lows. Any like loss that I like justified as bad, like I really beat myself up on, and like I think that really helped. Like tampered with my just not motivation. I work hard as hell, but my just confidence in my matches, and I think finding that happy medium of okay, I won, but I'm not where I want to be, but I lost, and I can still improve. Like I can still get better from this. I think finding that happy medium helped me personally because just to like give examples, I don't my whole college career I've like always like had close had close matches with some really good guys, and I've had a lot of like teammates and guys that I've wrestled that have had like plenty of success, and I'm always looking at them and I'm like, why can't that be me? Specifically, shout out to my old teammate Kyle Parko, who had a great NCAA tournament. To look back at that, uh, not to talk trash or anything, but I would kick his ass in practice, and then we'd get to competition, and we'd have close matches, which is like fine, but I would make like the smallest mistakes, and I'd beat myself up so much over this. I'm like, damn, I can't lose to like some guy who's like a grade below me, and it's just like I guess it was eye opening watching him at the NCAA tournament.
Well, you know that's getting clipped now. No, I'm kidding. Kidding.
Oh no, I'm all for it.
All right. So would you say that because you kind of saw a switch that, you are able to kind of quantify your mental improvement through results? Is that just kind of a byproduct of what happens?
A little bit. I think that definitely like factors into it. I think the big thing is just constantly like knocking on the door. I think the like just giving myself the chance and like still believing in myself because like this like I think hold on, I'm trying to think how I'm trying to say this. It's like really discouraging, I guess, when you work so hard and you're told like you're so good. Like even my old coach Joe would say you're so good in practice, and then like you don't show it in a competition. And it's like you're practicing. He told me I'm a practice wrestler. It was just like he was joking, but like I always like I was like, how the hell do I like get rid? Like I don't want to be good just at practice. But and it was just always kind of knocking on that door and always just kind of believing in myself and believing in my training. I think and just little mental reminders. I think that's the most important thing. Doing the little things helped me along the way, and I think I kind of finally found my like little niche of what I like how I prepare for matches, and Yeah.
So no, that's a great answer actually. So do you think a huge like is it almost kind of like a burden that's lifted off of you after, something like this weekend happens and then you can be like, all right, it's kind of like a personal monkey off your back. Is that kind of what
That
I'm saying?
that's a good way to put it, but I mean, yes and no, because I feel like I'm still gonna get nervous before matches. It's just like a normal thing to be nervous and like to have these feelings. It's just like I think the big thing is how you control and how you compose yourself. Because another big thing, like my coach was talking about this past weekend, was I was a lot less reactive to any type of like calls, anything that happens in the matches. But like before, like at Fresno, I was very. If you watch a lot of my matches, like if a call didn't go my way, or if I got called stalling, or something that I didn't like went on in the match, I was very reactive and I showed it in my body language. Where here, I think I was at U23s especially. I've been doing a really good job at just staying composed, and I think that like helps me mentally uh, altogether. Just because like staying calm, collected, and poised, thinking throughout the match where I need to be, and just yeah, not reacting off emotion.
All right. I'll I'll get into this, and I have to be careful on how I phrase this because I don't want this part to be the like because I'm sure you've been asked this a million times and it's been beaten to the ground. So I'm gonna try and phrase it in a way that hopefully you've never been asked before. When you first got to St. Louis Obispo, and obviously, all the precursor stuff. I'm not going to ask you how you found out the program was cut, whatever, whatever. But was it kind of when was your first moment where you're like, oh shoot, like I have to. These are brand new coaches, they're brand new teammates, they're brand new professors. How does one kind of go about tackling that?
How do I go about what?
Tackling like I think people forget that when people transfer programs, like it's a whole new teammate, it's a whole new city, it's a whole
Yeah.
new professor. So how do you go about starting to tackle that emotionally almost?
Um, I think this couldn't have been honestly a better place that I could have transferred. This is like the perfect fit for me, and especially for my teammate Adam Kemp, who transferred with me from Fresno. Which actually that did help a little bit, but I still think regardless, like the people here, the school here, the area, like everything is just like fit perfectly, and it was great. Like and like the teammates were open arms, like very inviting, very like that's one thing that I really like about this team is our team culture. Like I think we have one of the best team cultures in the country, and I don't think people understand how important that is when you have a team culture where everyone gets along and just everyone has fun during the season. If you like watch some of our duels or even just like look at some of the pictures of our duels, you'll see our guys like jumping in the stand, like cheering them on, like getting hyped for our matches, and it's just an awesome thing to witness. And like I think another thing that I want to compliment this team on is just like the coaching staff. I think the coach, and I was a little skeptical of the coaching staff because I didn't know any of them. I didn't know really who they were. I honestly only knew who Sean Foz was, and because I saw him compete in college. But the coaching staff, and we touched upon this at our banquet. There's such good cohesion between all coaching staff. They're all on the same page. They all have the same goals. Like everyone's in this, just it's all cohesive, and I think that's another like important factor in our team. When you can't have coaches that are kind of like wishy-washy or on different pages with each other, don't like coaches that don't like each other. But our team's like cohesion and our coaches' cohesion, it's awesome.
And that would just the skepticism went away over time, yeah?
Like if I should have transferred here or not? Yeah,
No, no, no,
yeah.
No, no, no. Like obviously, I mean, but like you said, you were skeptical of the coaches, but like over time, getting to
Oh
know,
yeah,
yeah.
yeah. I got to really know the coaches and just understand how they go about things and just uh, yeah, just like I got to know them better and it was like a good fit. Like I like all of them.
So then, what's kind of your relationship with the guys? I know the program ended after this year, but what's kind of your relationship with the guys kind of on the old team still?
I'm still really good friends with like a lot of them. Like I mentioned, Kyle Parko earlier. He's my boy. Um, Shout out to Kyle Parko. But a lot of the guys I'm still pretty close with. I still keep in touch with. I actually saw two of my teammates, U23s, Jackson Hemauer. He's at Northern Colorado, and then I saw who else did I see? My Anthony Moulton. He transferred to Campbell University. That's one guy who's been through the ringer. He went to ODU. Just a little background on him. He went to ODU. He's a Fargo champ, by the way. Went to ODU. Program got cut from ODU. Transferred to Fresno State. Program got by Fresno State. Now he's transferring all the way back to the other side of the country, going to Campbell.
Oh my gosh! Oh my gosh!
Yeah, but I still keep in touch with a lot of the guys in the area, especially the guys who don't really wrestle anymore at Fresno. I still talk to a couple guys from. I just talked to actually Jacob Wright the other day. Snapped them. He's going to be in town in California pretty soon. But I still keep in touch with a lot of those guys, and I hope the best for them.
Now, what's interesting is does obviously you have a bunch of people that you know at competitions like U23s and whatnot. Does everybody kind of just go about their own business and leave each other alone, or do you all like actually like is it still especially I guess especially with guys that you wrestle at the same weight that you get along with,
Mhm.
you all try and stay out of each other's way, or like I guess how does the dynamic work on competition weekend between people that are not on your team per se?
So, like guys that I do know, like outside of other teams, like at like tournaments and stuff, I'll go up to them and say hi, but like not necessarily if they're in my same weight. In my same weight, I typically like I don't really honestly know that many people in my same weight. Maybe Parco, that's about it. But like in a tournament setting, it definitely is like a lot more serious. Where like if I know a guy in my weight, like I won't really associate with him that tournament. Maybe after the tournament, we'll see. I mean, we'd have to see how the match goes. But yeah, I'll say hi if like they're on a different team or like. But typically, I stay with my team during the tournament. I don't really like go around like with other tems, I guess.
Dinner's on me as long as I win, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Now, how do you? I guess post this kind of tournament, what do you take from it to build onto next college season? Is it kind of like you're pumped up now and got an extra pep in your step per se?
Yeah, I honestly think I do. I'm actually really excited for like the next season now because like I didn't have the best like last season. I had a really close match to go to NCAA's against Real Woods, and then I got caught in my fourth place match to go to NCAA's in a headlock, and I didn't get a wild card. So it was a really disappointing end to my season. I had a little like short, bumpy season, transferring and everything, and it was not definitely not what I wanted at all. And I think just ending the year before the summer on this kind of note, beating a lot of All Americans, round of 12ers, top 10 guys, I think it definitely gave me a big boost in my own confidence. And then like, hey, like I'm here and I'm like ready to do this, and like I'm coming this next season. Um, and I think it's gonna help build into a lot of good momentum leading up into the summer because right now, I got about like 3 weeks for like a 3 week break, and then I'm gonna come back to slow. We're gonna run some camps. Um, train for a little bit, then I got to go home for a little bit. I'm gonna run some camps up home. Then I'm just gonna be back and forth running camps, training, running camps, training. But I'm gonna build on this momentum with my training, just my confidence, fine tune things before season, and I'll be ready.
So you are among my guests that are running the obligatory 2030 camps over the summer.
uh, Not a lot. I mean, I'm just running both the Mustang camps at Cal Poly right now, and then my high school coach wants me to help run a little mini camp with Bernie for the Fargo guys. For our guys, we're sending to Fargo before they head out. So we're gonna run a little mini camp to train them. And other than that, I'm pretty free. If anyone wants individuals in the Sacramento area, hit me up.
So how often do coaches keep tabs on you?
Like
During,
previous coaches?
I guess your current coaches during your time off and whatnot.
Um, they do a good job of like just kind of like letting me be me. Like they're not gonna like micromanage my life or anything. That's certainly not what a coach does. Pretty much after the U23s, I got back. I was texting my coach to confirm dates so I could go do the camp in my hometown, Vacaville, because I'd be missing some of the training. But he said it's fine as long as we're doing camps or something. Um, but he just kind of called me. He gave me a call, congratulated me. Kind of we shaped out our plan for the summer, and then it's like, all right, see you in 3 weeks. Just that's about it.
All right, last thing before I kind of let you go. You've been absolutely great with your time. Um, I always ask this because I have no intention of making 2 cents of ad revenue, whatever. The publisher can have that, whatever. So what's your hype song for a match, and I'll try and shove it in as an intro riff to the episode when it comes.
That's a good one. I've been like struggling with like a intro hype song recently, just because like I don't know. I haven't. I really like. Shoot, I don't honestly have one right now. I gotta think. It's an ASAP song.
Well,
Hold
maybe
on.
you don't need one. Maybe you don't need one this weekend. I mean, you did just fine without one.
Yeah, I didn't listen to music at all this weekend, so that might have factored into it. I do like to stay pretty calm in my matches, but hold on, let me find the song.
All right.
Uh,
It's tough. It's always a joke that all my, if you watch all my other interviews, my last question is always something like this, and I always joke that it's the hardest one, but sometimes it
kind
really
of is. You put me on the spot. To reference a story, actually, a funny walkout song. So, my name is Lawrence, and to explain a little bit, and Larry is short for Lawrence, and I'm actually pretty pale, and I like burn pretty easily. So a lot of my friends used to call me Larry, and then they started calling me Larry the Lobster, from SpongeBob. So one day at practice, a lot of the guys on the team call me Larry the Lobster, and one day at practice, I was talking shit to one of my teammates, Max Anderson, because I used to kick his ass in height. Like when he would come in our room, I was 1 year older than him, and he used to come in our Fresno college room during our RTC stuff, and I used to kick the shit out of him. And I was talking shit, so we actually did a mock match after practice one day where we had like a walkout. It was like some WWE, like we were all sitting in a circle. We were playing walkout songs, and they were like, "We'll give you your walkout song," and they played the SpongeBob theme song. So that was I guess the last walkout song that I used. But for my walkout song that I wanted to use, it was an ASAP song. I'm trying to freaking find it.
Now I understand why your Twitter handle is called Larry the Lobster. Now that makes so much more sense.
Yeah. But that's a fun little story.
There we go. I mean, Spencer Lee walked out to the Pokemon song, so I mean, I guess I guess everything's fair game. So I mean, now that you said that, if you make the national finals, you have to use the SpongeBob song now.
All right. Shoot.
No, I'm just messing with you. Are we still? I mean, we could do this off air. It's not like I'm going into post production right after this. So
Oh yeah, no,
I
I'm
tell
good.
all my guests that I edit slow like an old grandpa. Looks are deceiving. Like I look like I'm from this generation, but my brain functions like I'm from another generation.
No, you're good. I'm trying to find this song real quick before I want to at least get the song because I wanted the. It's not exactly the best like walkout song because it's not. It got a lot of curse words. It's an ASAP Rocky song.
Oh, it's fine. They'll find a way to blur it out or whatever.
Yeah.
Hand it
I like.
to the
I
PA guy,
like.
he'll
Yeah.
figure it out.
What'd you say?
I said you just hand it over to the PA guy. They'll find a way to play it so all the children won't, the mothers won't be covering the children's ears.
Yeah.
There you go.
Damn, I can't find it. I recently switched to Spotify and I lost all. I have I had a playlist on Apple Music, and I lost all my music.
Life's trials and tribulations. That's your big. That's we never appreciate what we have until we don't have it anymore, right?
Yep. No, exactly.
You've been absolutely marvelous with your time. Thank you so much, and I'll be in contact. I'll send you the file when it's all said and done.
Awesome. Thank you.
All
I
right.
appreciate this.
Take it
Um,
easy. Yeah?
No, okay, you're good. Sorry, I was just gonna ask. I think I followed your thing on Instagram.
My other account, yeah, the show account.
Yeah.
That's certainly not mandatory, and just want to get it out there that I don't pay any of the people to do that. So
Cool.
that's entirely optional. Thank you so much.
Awesome. You have a great day, man. Thank you for the interview.
Take it easy.
Take it easy.
Thank you so much for tuning in to yet another episode of the Mental Takedown. Thank you so much to Lawrence for sitting down with me. And as always, best of luck for him for the rest of the season and beyond. If you did enjoy what you saw, don't be afraid to like, subscribe, all that other good YouTube stuff that you do with all your other much more established creators is certainly never required, but most certainly appreciated. Again, it was my pleasure, and as always, check us out on all your favorite other podcast platforms. We're all there on the Mental Takedown. This is Daniel signing off, and until next time, have a great day and see you soon.